Thank you, Tori. Time now is 8:46. As we stress out during the holidays, shopping and going to parties and welcoming the relatives, there is a more important obligation we often forget.
This is a family that was almost fed by neighbors who almost volunteered to help them out. Almost volunteered. When it comes to giving, almost doesn't count.
Well, that commercial is part of the Ad Council's holiday campaign, urging all of us not to forget those in need. Joining us from New York City is Peggy Conlon. She's the Chief Executive Officer of the Ad Council. Peggy, good morning.
Good morning, Ross.
Do you have any idea how effective that spot is being?
Well, we know we tested it with consumers. The spot is just getting out into the media and donated media now. And consumers, 75% of all consumers that saw these spots reported that they were going to do something as a result of it, whether it was giving or volunteering.
Yeah, and I think you really hit the nail on the head there. I think a lot of us think, you know, we have good intentions, and they just get lost in the holiday rush.
Well, that's true, I think, throughout the year, Ross. What happens is Americans are very generous people, and we intend to help people all throughout the year. What happens, however, is that we get busy or we forget, and then giving really becomes almost giving. So that's the real theme of this campaign, is go ahead and act on your best intentions before you forget.
I know at the Ad Council you do more than produce these television commercials. You really have a campaign there encouraging people to give a little more and some ideas like volunteer matching. What does that mean?
Well, Volunteer Match actually is an organization that we partnered with on our website, don'talmostgive.org. Volunteer Match, Network for Good, and USA Freedom Corps are three large aggregators of charities on the web. And so people who go to our site can search by category. Maybe they want to help out in hunger and homelessness or seniors or children. And they can then be taken to suggestions for major organizations that do work in that area. However, at the bottom of every page, as they do the search on the site, they can go to a box where they can click either donate or volunteer, put in their zip code, and then Volunteer Match, Network for Good, and USA Freedom Corps are the engine behind that, and they click go, and the visitor is taken to literally dozens of opportunities in their own community where they can either donate or volunteer.
You know, always a concern for a lot of people is when I donate money, how much of that actual money is going to get to the person who needs it? How do you find that out?
There are criteria within the nonprofit community where a certain percentage has to go to the mission of the organization.
What is that criteria?
It's a very large percentage. I believe it's around 80%. And there is a vetting process that happens with these partners, with Volunteer Match and Network for Good, where they have already done all the research on these organizations. So you can have a high confidence level as you go that these are organizations where the majority of your donation will go to the actual work on the ground. The other thing you can do is check it out with the Better Business Bureau if you have a specific charity that you want to get more information on.
You also have a great idea is to check with your employers, because lots of times they will match an employee's donation, or you can suggest to them an organization you're very fond of, and maybe they themselves will donate.
That's really a good point, Ross. A number of people don't realize that there is a matching program with their employers, and they should check that out.
Yeah, what is virtual volunteering?
Well, virtual volunteering can take a number of forms. We like to talk about what we call acts of kindness, and on the website for the Generous Nation campaign are suggestions about things you can do where you don't have to join a formal organization, you know, planting flowers in the local park, visiting a shut-in neighbor, things of that nature. And then there are organizations where you can go and search on the web and volunteer virtually, volunteer to tutor children, a wide variety of things you can do.
Yeah, there's no volunteering or donation that is too little. It's always appreciated.
Right.
All right, Peggy, thanks for being with us this morning. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you.
And for you folks watching, if you want more information, you can go on KTVU.com and click on web links. Time now, 8:51. Let's go back to the desk.
Hands still ahead.